Hi everybody, I'm Ter Avest. I'm a professional organizer in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm here today to talk to you about some ways to keep your papers organized. Many times I have questions from my clients. It's for how long they should keep their paper. And today I'm going to have a guest. She's going to talk to us about how long you should keep these papers. And I'm just gonna look here a way to bring her in with us. And we're waiting. She just showed up here for me. And while I'm still here and trying to bring her in our chat today, how about you give me like thumbs up if you can hear me and everything.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for being here with us today and sharing your expertise with us.
Absolutely. I'm glad to. I know this is certainly the time of year everybody starts thinking about taxes.
Yes, yes. And we usually like get so many clients and they want to get ready beforehand, right? That's the ideal.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
better to plan throughout the year and try to keep things organized, like than
Yes.
to scramble around in, March.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself so people can get to know you as well?
Sure, absolutely. So, EKB, um, I started it when I had my children. I wanted to have an at-home business. So I took my corporate world experience that I had working with large banks like Bank of America and Royal Bank of Scotland and M&T. And I said, I really want to give that experience and bring it down to the smaller businesses. And so I obtained some bookkeeping knowledge, combined it with my corporate experience with budgeting and forecasting and pricing and making big bucks for these big corporations, and have brought it to many small companies in our area, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of women-owned, mom-owned companies, because I understand what they're going through
Yeah.
every day. So I have two little ones running around the house as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So one thing that I thought about we could do is can you give us an idea of like what kind of papers people should be keeping for like monthly basis? Let's start with monthly. What kind of paper they should be looking for? Like they can like put it in the recycling at the end of the month, or how to do it?
absolutely. I think when you are this day and age, you can get your credit card statement or your checking account statement if you want to keep getting the paper. But at the end of the month, you can toss it. The one statement that I would say that you need to keep is the final year-end one. So if you feel more comfortable, keep the December statement for your bank and for your credit card. They generally have a year analysis in there. But other than that, just keep it for the month, and then once you pay it, you can trash it. All of the banks and credit card companies now keep everything online, and you can get 7 years of history if you need to.
Yeah, that's true. And how about like every year? But like by the end of the year, people can, okay, I kept this paper for too long and I'm safe to like put it in the trash.
Sure. I think I would go with your investments. So compile those as they come in. But at the end of the year, you can toss them. You don't need those. And again, anything that you've decided to keep the year-end one or the December statement, and then chuck everything else.
Okay.
Bills, I wouldn't worry about keeping your bills for too long. If you've already paid it and you've marked paid, maybe keep it for a couple of months. If you think that that company might come back and say, oh no, you didn't really pay it, that might be something that you keep for longer than a month.
Okay. But there's no need to keep for like 7 years with your
Oh,
taxes.
Heavens no, no, don't bother keeping paid bills for 7 years. Really, the rule for taxes is your tax filing and anything that you sent in for that. If you have a large purchase, like you're depreciating a vehicle for your business, I would keep that for 7 years in with the files. But when you're talking about, oh, I went out to eat as a business expense, you don't need to keep that receipt for 7 years. That would get really a lot of paper.
Big, yeah, yeah. And the space nowadays is like precious.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about things that people should keep like forever, of course, like your birth certificate and things like that. Is there anything like crucial that people should be keeping?
Absolutely. So first of all, anything that you're keeping forever, have a good place that you're keeping it. Don't just keep it in your file drawer. I would suggest having either a safe, a fire safe in your house, or getting a safe deposit box. Any academic records, you want to keep those. Those maybe not in the safe deposit box because they can be, you can get them, but baptismal certificates, birth certificates, death certificates, your employment records, I would keep those around as well. Any agreements that you might have signed when you left or when you started, keep those things on hand so they can go back to them. Medical records, military records, those are ones that might take a little bit more to jump through hoops to get them replaced. If you have to, a birth certificate, I don't know, I don't remember what it was. It was like $75 and you have to go and it's a real pain to have to replace it. Try to keep those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about like these for the house and cars as well, right?
Sure, I would keep all documents on your house repairs while you own the house. So if you've done a large addition or renovation, keep all of the information that you have that for as long as you own the house. It's also a great thing to be able to provide to buyers of the house. You can say, here, this is what we've done. This is when we purchased the water heater or replaced the roof, and you can document those things.
Yeah, I usually keep those in a binder. So like we moved like
Yeah.
2 years ago. So I kept everything in a binder, all like manuals and receipts and everything. So when moved, it was easy and just like leave for the new owner and was very organized.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Same thing with the car. I like to actually keep my repair records in the glove compartment of the car so that if anything is questioned, if you break down and have to go to a repair shop, it's all right there in your glove box. And you can say, oh, no, I'm sorry. I did my brake pads 2 months ago. Don't tell me I need a new brake pad.
Especially with women, right? Like they can easily like
Exactly.
they can
That's
be
right.
ahead of the game there. How about, I have some questions here. Let me see. Health. We talked about health records and insurance policies. So the receipts.
Passport. Sorry, I was just saying passports is another big one. Keep those if you can. All of your old ones. Yeah. Sorry.
How about pay stubs?
Pay stubs, I would say keep those for the year so that you can keep track, and then at the end of the year you can check those. And I would say a lot of these things that we're saying you can get rid of, pay stubs especially, you should shred them. You shouldn't just throw them in the trash because they have a lot of important information on them. Shredders aren't too expensive and you can get kind of small ones to fit on your trash can to make sure that none of that's going to get stolen out of your trash can.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is there anything else that you'd like to point out that like how to do it or anything that people are keeping for too long that they should like let it go?
Sure. I mean, I think a lot of people are holding on to too much for too long. And I would recommend if you can go electronic, go e-statement. There's no need for you to get the paper because you can go online and they're holding that information for 7 years. So then you don't even have to worry about shredding it. You can go on your bank, and a lot of banks won't give you the 7 years unless you're doing the e-statements. And then they're like, okay, sure, we'll give you all 7 years. So try to minimize the amount of paper that you're bringing into the house. And when you do have those important records, especially the ones we said that keep forever, make sure that you can scan them in, and then you can keep a digital record for those as well. And anything like your investment accounts, I will generally just scan it in and chuck the paper copy so that I don't have this thing hanging around for a year.
That's a good point. Yeah, especially like with like natural disasters as well. We never know what's gonna hit our houses, and
That's right. That's absolutely
be the same. Yeah.
yeah.
So if people have any questions, what is the best way for them to reach you?
Sure. My email address is ewitstad@yahoo.com. So if you want to reach out, you can certainly do it that way. Reach out to me on the Facebook, or I have a LinkedIn profile. I'd love to hear if anybody has any more questions. I can help them out. And this is the time to really start thinking about getting all of your information together for taxes, because April will be here before you know it.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being here with us
Absolutely.
today. And I'm looking forward for another collabs in the future.
That would be great. Thank you very much for inviting me. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna finish now and say that I'm planning on being here on my Facebook page, and anytime that you guys want any advice about getting organized or anything, you guys can drop in questions here for me. I have also a group called um, Baltimore Home Organizing Challenge. So every week we're giving people challenges and to organize their house. And in the group, you find a download about all the documents that we talked here, divided by monthly or permanently, annually, that you should keep. So check out in the files in the group. You're going to find it there. And if you want to join the group, just click the join button. And I'm Dee, as I said. So I will see you every month here with somebody, some guests that I'm going to bring. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for being here. Bye.